Right. Thank you to Mr. Rizal Naini, Chief Executive Officer of SME Corp Malaysia, for that keynote address. And let's immediately move into the next session, which is the second Fireside session, more like a case study on the rise of green growth entrepreneurs with Plus Xnergy's journey, where we can learn the journey of this clean energy provider. And of course, the speaker will be Mr. Chuan, Group CEO and co-founder of Plus Xnergy Holding, and the moderator, Ms. Jess Yeoh, Lead Research and Advocacy of UN Global Compact Network Malaysia and Brunei. Over to you, Ms. Jess Yeoh.
All right, good morning, and thank you, Rahim. And thank you for those of you who are tuning in on a Monday morning. So today's topic of the Fireside Chat is the rise of green growth entrepreneurs. Since 2019, the world has been gripped by a health crisis of staggering proportions, resulting in great economic and social losses. So, while causing great upheaval, the pandemic has also prompted a renewed determination around the world to build back better as well as greener. And to date, governments of more than 130 countries have committed to carbon neutrality by mid century or earlier. And these include major economies as well as Malaysia's key trading partners, such as the US, European Union, and China. Malaysia has also committed to a 45% reduction in carbon emissions intensity by 2030 and aspires to achieve net zero greenhouse gas emission as early as 2050. So all of these sounds really amazing, right? And as the world and Malaysia speeds up on their plan to meet their climate change targets, what does it actually mean for Malaysian entrepreneurs in the renewable space? Are they actually benefiting from this shift in the demand for green? And if you are an aspiring entrepreneur or business owner who wishes to venture into the green space, what are the opportunities and perhaps the challenges that you may face? So I'm very delighted to have Mr. Ko Chuan with me today. Hello, Chuan, to
Hi,
discuss.
Jess.
Hello, to discuss about this topic, as well as to share his experience as an entrepreneur who co-founded Plus Xnergy Holdings, a clean energy solutionist. So if you're in the renewables industry, Mr. Ko's name will not be new to you. So for those of you who are unfamiliar, let me share with you a little bit of his background. So as group CEO and co-founder, Ko sets the group's direction and strategy, ensuring that they are executed with focus on satisfactory results. Combined with leadership, passion, and in-depth knowledge in clean energy, his contributions have driven Plus Xnergy Group to become an industry leader and motivate a passionate and reliable team determined to achieve the company's mission and vision. So, for those of you who are tuning in today, I would like to mention that we will be taking Q&A towards the end of this session. So, for those of you who have burning questions to ask Mr. Ko, do put your questions in the box, and we'll try to address as many as possible. In this short time frame. So, okay, with all the formalities and introduction aside, let me begin today's session. So, hello, Chuan. It's great to meet you again, and thank you so much for your time today.
Yeah, thanks, Jess. Yeah, it's glad to be here as well.
Yeah. So I've been doing some research on your background as well as your company's background, and I must say you have a very, very impressive portfolio. So starting from like Gen T Asia List 2020, the Star Outstanding Business Award, Young Entrepreneur of the Year, 2019 EY Entrepreneur of the Year, so many. So these are just a couple of awards that you and your company have gotten from the past 5 years, and not to mention the innovative offerings of that your company has provided. For example, the recently launched rent-to-own home solar system. So my question is, could you give me and the audience here an introduction of the background of your company from the early days? When was it founded? What was the reason for starting your company to where it stands today?
All right. Yeah. So, long story short is, I probably start with some of the personal story that I wasn't really like engineering, but I was in engineering school. is mainly because of during that time, is everyone talk about engineers. If let's say you are good in mathematics or science, you have to be engineering school. Yeah, I think myself and Jess, we are coming from the same high school. Yeah, I'm your senior anyway, much older than you. So I think for most of the Asian, actually, we do understand that. That's a typical mindset. So that's how I in engineering school. But I didn't really like engineering until I met solar technology during my final project and also during my internship at Taiwan. So I see the global change and also global movement that time in about 14 years was moving towards to sustainable energy. So that's why I decided to put most of my effort and my study in renewable energy. And I started the whole business with my two of my friends. One is my high school friend, one is my this a uni friend, and then at a year of 2012. With nothing at all, which just like about 2 or 3 tables, a few laptops. And that time, actually, sustainable energy, right? It wasn't that popular as today. No one really talked about you have to be really install solar system or go green because of sustainability, especially in Southeast Asia. So it's a bit difficult for us to run and push the business and also awareness around. But towards the whole years, I would say come with a lot of these great initiative from government side, from banking industry, from NGO like United Nations, and a lot of global movement. So I would say today is much better than before. So throughout the whole years, with the whole trend and also the rise of awareness from all the public in the country and globally, I would say today, plus Xnergy, we are one of the leading clean energy company that we build smart energy ecosystem in the country and also in Southeast Asia. So what are we providing here is we have a few things. First of all, is energy generation for residential houses, like what Jess mentioned, like rent-to-own model. We are the first one who roll it out to make solar really affordable for all the houses. Secondly, we do for commercial industrial building for convert like a shopping complex, like IKEA shopping complex, let's say any mall into solar power buildings. And also we do solar power plant as well. At the same time, we also do energy storage. Let's say for some rural area, for them to store energy with solar at the daytime, they can use at the nighttime. And last but not least, we are doing something quite exciting is we are using the AI, which is machine learning and IoT technology, to create a smart energy platform for most of the buildings out there, able to conserve and also to use their building energy in a smarter way. And all this building, right, like how they use aircon and how they run their machinery plant, able to operate it in a very smarter way by using all this smart energy technology to achieve smart energy saving. So in the end, I would say we are here to help people to able to enjoy more clean energy, use energy in a smarter way, and also, go for environmental friendly movement. Yeah, so that's what our company doing.
Wow, that's awesome. Your company has actually recently undergone a rebranding, right? Because previously it's not called Plus Xnergy, it was Plus Solar, right? From what I
Yes.
remember. Yeah, so it's quite rare to actually see a company rebranding its business during such a difficult time. It was during COVID, right, recently. So could you enlighten us on the reason for this rebrand?
Yeah, because when we started the business, actually we start with solar. That's why we named ourselves as Plus Solar. But throughout the years, actually, like 4 years back, actually we started to pivot into smart energy solution, to using software to do beyond solar stuff, and also battery storage and so on. So we found out that actually our company positioning and also the vision mission is no longer just solar itself. Actually, it's about new energy. So initially we were thinking of to put plus energy, but the energy sounds like yeah, still energy, still quite norm. So since we are doing new energy and clean energy, so we decided to change the E into X. So this X means unknown, exploration, something more exciting and more sexy. So this is what that inspires us. And why during the difficult time in the pandemic period is because during this period, actually, we found out there's a lot of businesses out there and a lot of end users. Actually, they have a lot of pain point. They're facing a lot of challenge, and we found out we are able to bring a lot of value for them at free. For example, like we are providing the free energy report on a smart energy level for everyone able to analyze how they use energy in a smarter way. It's all free. You can analyze your building energy data by tap to our building energy data to help you to do analysis. So you can save more energy for most of from there for most of SME or mid-tier company or listed company. Yeah, this is something that we do for free for people. Or let's say we're doing like the free upfront cost for commercial industrial building to own a solar or rent-to-own model for residential houses. So we found out this is something more meaningful to help more people during the difficult stage. So this is also something quite aligned with our company vision, which is about what we can give to the community instead of what we can take from there. It's also the kind of concept of sustainability.
I see. Um, Probably, yeah, in the interest of time, I'll shift a little bit to the finances part. So, actually, despite the poor economic climate, and at the end of your last financial year ended March 2020, Plus Xnergy actually reported a revenue of 150 million, which is a more than 200% increase from 2019. So, yeah, just wondering when you were starting out, was it in 2013, right? Or 2012? Yeah, so the
Yes.
renewable energy market in Malaysia was still at its very nascent stage. So you mentioned a little bit just now, like the perception towards solar probably is deemed as a luxury instead of essential among households as well as businesses. So do you see a significant growth in demand and renewable energy, say if we compare like a pre as well as post-COVID? Perhaps you can talk a little bit about the global ASEAN trends, then maybe pivot a little bit to the Malaysia part.
Yeah, I would say globally in the past, because I already in this industry for about 14 years. So in the past, I would say most places, especially in Asia Pacific region, most people, they are always thinking about renewable energy is something that I need to waste a lot of money or I couldn't see a lot of good ROI. So that's why in the early stage globally, including Malaysia as well, be a part of a whole sustainable energy movement, is they launched the feed-in tariff model to link with green energy together with investment that will come with a sexy return on investment, the ROI. So that's how it started to have some of awareness from market about green energy is something reliable. Green energy is a mature technology, and from banker point of view, is something that is not that risky as what people think. So along the year, I would say with a lot more awareness, a lot of more movement, especially after the COVID period, the whole global trend, right? What I found is has switched to sustainable development really strong it compared with before. Yeah, we were able to see a lot of financial institutions. They really stopped finance on the coal-fired power plant or traditional energy. They really moved most of their fund into sustainable energy. At the same time, I would say in the past 10 years, like so-called like Malaysia, we found out there's a lot of business owners, right, started to change their mind. They really think about sustainability in terms of their business model, in terms of how they use the energy and so on. So this is something that is quite glad, and this is also the reason why just now you mentioned about we have a huge growth of our business revenue. It's mainly because of the market awareness there. Technology is really reliable, which build a strong trust with people, with media, which also keep promoting it, and the banker will really finance it. So this is also something that helped to move the industry growth. Yeah.
Right. Okay. So actually, yeah. So still on this topic, in our most recently launched 12 Malaysia plan, our government has actually stated its commitment to become a carbon neutral nation by as early as 2050. So to achieve this goal, our country and businesses actually need to undergo steep emission cuts as well as rely a lot more on clean energy and renewables. So in fact, Malaysia has also agreed to set a new target, or was it 35% RE in installed power capacity by 2025. So we have actually quite a number of SME business owners as well as entrepreneurs or even aspiring entrepreneurs who sign up for today's session. So can you share with us a little bit of some policies or incentives by government that could potentially benefit this group of audience while also encouraging them to decarbonize?
Yeah, I would say it's very important right now because if you look into the whole supply chain, right, a lot of those multinational company, or let's say at the chain at the end as a client for a lot of SME in Malaysia, actually like Nestle or let's say some of these global multinational company, which is a client for a lot of SME company here, they really look for their vendor which has this sustainable plan and also the development there as well. For example, if let's say based on the raw material or their energy source is clean, everything is recyclable, or they have this sustainable policy in the company, usually they will have a much higher chances to able to get a business or to be a part of this sustainable movement within that industry and also within that supply chain. So this is something that I strongly encourage for most of SME there to look into this, because right now how to work on that is if let's say on renewable energy side, there's NEM 3.0, the program that you can install solar on your factory or for your commercial building, which you can lower down your energy consumption, and there's a green investment tax allowance and also capital allowance able to help you to save for up to 48% a capex reduction. So the payback period is much more shorter. This like about 4 years, you can get your ROI back, and then the rest is free energy. So these are all the great government initiative and all the great trend and the demand over there, which what I will see is something that go green, it will help the business and get more opportunity.
Okay, so we have been talking a lot about successes as well as yeah, the benefits. So let me pivot a little bit about to the challenges. So Thomas Edison once said that I have not failed, so I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work. So often people focuses on success, but the real value actually comes from the lessons learned. And so far, could you actually share with us the challenges and tribulations along your journey as a green entrepreneur, and what have you learned from those experiences?
Yeah, I would say it's really important. First of all, we have to always build our, build the trust, especially in the sustainable energy industry, because I would say like 10 years back, no one really believed on this. No one really able to see it. No one will be able to imagine one day we were like at the stage that we will keep looking for renewable energy, and it's really cheap. Yeah, today renewable energy is really cheap. So along the way, I would say we have to be really persistent in building the trust from financial point of view, from technical point of view, from our track record point of view. So once we are able to build all this trust with all of our clients, with all the media, with all of the, I would say, the financial institution, right? And also the technology partner as well. So as well as government, yeah. So with the whole sustainable energy ecosystem, with all the stakeholders, they play an important role to make sustainable industry, the whole ecosystem in a more sustainable way. Yeah, because if we didn't really like have a perseverance to keep pushing on this, to keep insist on building the trust, and also to keep spreading the awareness for all these industrial stakeholder, right? It won't have today. Yeah, so I would say in the end, right, is everyone play a very really important role in the sustainable energy industry, and the most important thing is how can we do our role to make sure this industry and this ecosystem able to run in a sustainable way. So right now, what I would say is something really much better is because a lot of communication from outside, let's say with the government, the department, the ministry, or with banker, they are able to learn and listen. And the real value is how we can prove to everyone that this technology really works, and this technology really bring the financial return to the investor. So as long as we are able to resolve these two biggest concern, right? Actually, we were able to see success, and we were able to see how the industry able to grow from time to time. So yeah, if you talk about the biggest lesson, it will be about ourselves. Yeah, we have to be really stand strong and grounded to keep solving a problem and keep believe that one day the whole world it will run by all these sustainable resources.
I see, I see. Yeah, and just now you were mentioning, like you were quite spot on when you were saying that it's everyone's responsibility. So we're actually at the stage where economies are gradually opening up, and we would agree that the post-COVID economy is certainly different from what it was like before COVID. So climate change is actually one of the world's as well as ASEAN region's greatest threats as well as opportunities. So for micro SMEs, which comprise of about over 98% of all businesses in Malaysia, they too actually play a huge role in addressing this global challenge. But of course, it's not only just being altruistic, it also helps them save their bottom line. So I'll actually pass the floor for you to elaborate on this. What message would you like to give our SME audiences who are listening in today in terms of the benefits of going green?
Yeah, I would say first definitely going green, right? Based on the operation cost, definitely you can lower down it a lot. A lot of people they will treat going green as something quite expensive, but today actually it's very different. For example, on the energy part, actually solar energy actually has really much, I would say, cheaper in I mean if compared with traditional energy, especially in like more than 60 over country. In Malaysia, the rate actually is quite similar as a TMB rate. So going green will be something able to help you to save your operation cost. For most of our operation costs, usually it will be manpower, it will be energy bill, and also it will be our raw material price. So instead of, I mean, raw material price is all increasing right now, and instead of keep laying off people, I mean, right now actually the market is quite difficult to get talent. Why not you reserve this fund to invest on talent? and get more saving from energy part. So go for energy saving is something very important, which we also helping people to give like zero capex financial model. Financial option. So you don't need to come any upfront. You're able to save energy from there. So I would say this is something quite significant, which is back to dollar and cents to help people. And secondly, I would say definitely is about how can you utilize this sustainable improvement, right, to improve your product, to improve your services. Yeah, because this will be something which I mentioned just now. It's something quite aligned with the with a lot of multinational vendor who are looking for to work with a sustainable partner. So I do understand that right now in a lot of those tender document, they will look into how much of a CO2 emission that your company in the whole operation it will be able to save, it will be able to resolve and so on. So this is all the plus point out there. And last but not least, right now, actually, our company also opened up our platform to recruit micro entrepreneur to join our group of company to be our business partner. Right now, because we are launching this rent-to-own model to all the residential houses. So actually, we are giving a lot of free education for a lot of business partners who like to do sales revenue, to do installation. If, let's say you guys are like in the construction industry, we are giving all the free education out there to help all these people, to help you to equip some of a new skill. And you can be our business partner to run your sustainable business on our platform. So this is some of the 3 points which I would like to share.
Right. Thank you so much, Zhen. So let me just do a quick wrap up. So from what I've heard today, so basically with the global and local push of a low carbon and net zero pathway by regulators, investors, private sector, the demand for clean energy is actually rising, especially post COVID, and the opportunities are actually abundant in the green economy, and there are a lot of incentives out there by the government as well as finance institutions in the RE space, and it's basically a sunrise industry, and entrepreneurs and SME owners need to grab these opportunities as well as move along with this trend and don't be left behind. So or do you want to add anything else before I end this?
Yeah, Jess, I think you mentioned something quite right, which is about the trend. We have to grab the trend. So there's a lot of trend which happening since Industrial Revolution 1.0 until today. So if today we found out e-commerce is something that let's say you think that you have already missed it. So right now this is a trend that you shouldn't miss it, which is about the trend of sustainable development. Yeah, energy or any product or anything that is all about sustainability. So Google today, they just mentioned that in their Google search, they were going to help a lot of companies who have sustainable initiative there to promote their business. So yeah, this is the future. Just grab it.
Wow, amazing. So, guys, we have come to the end of our session. Thank you to the participants as well as thank you so much for your time today, Chuan. It was a pleasure to speak with you, and may your business prosper with the rise in demand of clean energy. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Jess. Yeah, pleasant to speak with you and with all the audience. Yeah, have a good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon.